Hey all, hello. I've been recently using Git Worktrees a lot. Actually got to know about Git Worktrees earlier last month around January, but the developer experience that time actually sucked. So I eventually dropped to use Git Worktrees because using Git Worktrees was a lot complex back then. Recently, I came across a thing due to which I restarted using Git Worktrees, and I'll also like teach slash tell you about like what exactly is that. First of all, we'll go over like what is exactly a Git Worktree because before January I was also not aware about Git Worktree. So let's first check that and then we can move further. First, I'm starting with like what is a Git Worktree. So in short, Git Worktree feature is an inbuilt feature of Git that allows you to check in to multiple branches at the same time in a single repo. So by default we always have a main branch, and this main branch is the single source of truth for anything that happens in a repo. So traditionally, what we do, we have a main branch that is main, and traditionally, as soon as we want to work on a new feature, we do git checkout b, and then we add the name of the branch to it. In this case, feed to work tree, and as soon as we type it, we actually go to that particular branch. If we check out to that particular branch, and in this case, what happens is like across our system, whether I open the same branch on the terminal, I open the same branch on editor, the same branch is actually there. I can't change it. I can't work on anything else during that period. The only solution to this is to get checkout main. If I have certain commits on that branch, I need to either stash it or commit in and do all the hacks. And after that, let's suppose a user bug comes up and you are working on a really important feature, but the user bug is also important. So in that case, you'll actually first need to check out from your worktree branch, and let's suppose that is delayed. So in this case, we actually need to first check out from the worktree branch and then actually go to the delayed branch. And during checkout, we'll need to either stash, commit, push, do a bunch of shit, and we can't work on both the branches in parallel. So Git Worktree allows you to check out multiple branches at once, and this is how it technically works. Like where we have a single structure and a shared history maintained in the .git file. If you commit certain things in worktree A, then those commits are automatically reflected in worktree B. So in this case, you can have a main worktree, that is the main branch. You can have a feature X worktree, you can have a bug fix Y worktree. And why this is important now and it was not important earlier was because of stuff like Claude Code, where we can work on multiple things at once. And this has been personally a huge unlock for me. Now, the commands by default are really very shit, I would say, where to add a worktree, we actually need to do something like this. To create a branch, we need to do git worktree add new branch, then the directory, then repairs, managing worktree. So these all commands are kind of difficult to remember, or not to remember, even to like understand. So for an example, like if you want to review a PR, then you'll first do git fetch origin, then you'll add a worktree for that, then you'll test it out, do stuff like that, and then you'll remove the worktree. Now to remove like an uncommitted work, you either have the option to either stash it as the name, like to just go to that worktree and stash it, or else just commit as a VIP, a work in progress. So like these are stuff create a bad experience or dev overall. So that's why I actually earlier stopped using Git Worktree again. But recently I came across this Git Worktree runner by Code Rabbit, and this actually creates a very good DevX to actually integrate Git Worktree into your workflows. I'll just show you how it works. Before continuing further, I also actually made a skill for it. I already have an open PR, so this skill actually helps you to just add into your Claude Code environment, and it helps you to speed bump the thing. So if I just go to my before the PR gets merged, you can just copy this from my repo itself. I'll attach the link to that, of course. Then you can do npx skills add a Git Worktree runner, and you can add it into your Claude Code, OpenAI, and all this stuff. So it's already added for me. So I'll just exit this process. Now let's go back to the Git Worktree runner manually. So now in this case, what we can do is I don't want to like handle Git Worktree manually still. So I want to understand Git Worktree. So the GTR skill is already added. So what Claude Code will do? Claude Code will just fetch the skill for me and it will tell me about like how can I use it. So as you can see, so what Claude Code did was like it fetched the skill, and then it told me like how to use it. Now we have a one-time setup for the repo, then day-to-day workflows. So in this case, let's suppose I went here, I do git GTR new fix AB. So now it creates a worktree for me, and the worktree is created. Now what I can do, I can simply do AI fix AB. In case I put AI, so okay, I actually first need to put the default model that I need to use. So for me, it's default. So now if I do it, I can simply open my Claude Code terminal in that particular work tree itself. Now I'm working in this specific work tree, but now what I can do again is I can go to a new, here I can simply type feed cd. Now just see like how I can actually create multiple work trees of the same branch. That is the main, and I can now continue working from here. I have two Claude Code instances. One I have opened here, that is on my fixed AP, and one I have opened here, that is on feed CD. I can work on the same repo on multiple branches with different sort of thing. And if you want, you can take this a step further, where you want to work on the same feature with two different AI and see like which is performing well. So what you can do, let's suppose the CD one is for Claude Code specifically, you can just do feed CD codex. Now it creates a feed CD codex work tree for me. Now I can just do AI. I can specify the AI flag as codex, and it opens the codex for me on the same thing. So on one branch of a work tree, I can implement the same problem with help of Claude Code. On another work tree, I can implement the same problem with help of codex. Yeah, so at this point we actually covered 2 to 3 use cases which unlock a huge productivity boost for me as an engineer. First was that I can work on separate things together. First was that I was working on a feature plus a bug together, where multiple Claude Code instances were working on a specific work tree and fixing shit. Second was to work on the same feature but with multiple AIs. In this case, we saw that we can use different work trees, one with Claude Code, one with Codex, to actually check it out. And of course, the skill part, where if you're unclear about anything, just ask the LLM with the help of skill, and the LLM will guide you. So I think that's all for this. If you're doing any kind of, so this is again my personal recommendation, and I earlier intended to just send this video in my internal Slack channel for my team to just boost out their productivity. But I thought like, why to keep this as a secret knowledge sort of thing. So if you're doing any kind of AI assisted development, I would definitely recommend everyone to actually go check out work trees, because they're not optional anymore. And I'll drop the links in the next tweet, so just check it out. Thanks.